30 minutes. Wow. I said, well, there goes that. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can tell from the title, we're filming a chit chat. Get ready with me. What's new? I feel like I done posted a bajillion million chit chats, but clearly I just have a lot to say. This one, I don't know what I put in the title, but basically we're gonna be talking all about how I got my Bentley. That just sounds insane. Oh, okay. We're gonna be talking about me getting my new car, kind of walking you guys through the process of that, because I didn't really vlog it that much or too in detail because I wasn't really sure how I was gonna go about this process or where my headspace would be at this time. And then we're just more journey talk and, you know, thoughts on the influencing and just different things. We're just talking about a bunch of different stuff. So if you care at all about any of that, this video will be for you. I did my makeup while I did it. This is my like summer go-to makeup routine for nighttime. During the day, it's kind of the same except just a little less. But this is like my going out full face of makeup for right now. And I really like it. So if you're interested in seeing any of that, then just keep on watching. But before we get into it, we got a hoochie sponsor, okay? And today's hoochie sponsor is JBW. Y'all already knew that. Like, let's stop. JBW be everywhere, okay? If you haven't heard of JBW, you definitely don't be on YouTube. Because everybody and they mama wears, promotes, knows, has JBW. If you don't, I don't know where you been. I'm gonna be real with you. It's for a reason though. JBW has amazing timepieces for men and women. Everybody has something that they will like in tons of different styles, but at an affordable price. They pretty much believe everybody deserves to have a nice watch because everybody does and everybody should. A watch elevates every look, no matter what you're wearing. So let me talk about the one that I'm wearing. This is the Arc Double. So I don't know if you guys are noticing, it's like a watch and bracelet all in one. I have nothing like this. This is such a nice, like, I have the deodorant in my armpit. Dang. Let me get a paper towel. I mean, at least y'all know I wear it. Here we go. Back to the sponsorship. Okay, what was I saying? A double, okay? This is an amazing statement piece. It is like eye-grabbing. Like, if you need something just to turn your outfit up a notch, this is the one right here. I love this double band with the very petite face. It's just so cute. I don't know. It's just something about it and the blinged out. You've got 12 real diamonds and a ton of Swarovski crystals in this thing, okay? Yeah. I don't know how they do it, but this is a pretty watch. So feminine and just so cute. But they have tons of different styles if this isn't really up your alley, depending on what you like. So if you like super blingy and iced out, they got that. If you're a little more understated, whatever your taste or style is, they've got it for you. And honestly, I feel like summertime is the best time to have a watch, okay? The sun is out, icy, hello, bling, bling. What did Drake say? Diamond, 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 diamonds on dancing. Yeah, they channeled that all in this moment. Absolutely love my JBW watch. I have tons. I literally have like 6. I have a lot. It's kind of a problem at this point. But, I mean, when they're that good. So you guys should definitely get yourselves one. I'm going to have a link down below. I'll put my coupon code to save you some money. Because, you know, we always about saving the coin, okay? And I'll have it also down below in the description bar. So make sure you guys check out JBW, and a major shout out to them for sponsoring today's video. They love a good hoochie sponsor. So if you're interested in hearing and watching me do my makeup and all that kind of jazz, then just keep on watching. All right, you guys, I got my hair pulled back and I am ready to do my makeup and get a chatty chat. Wait, where's my beauty blender? For eyeshadow, I'm really not gonna go too crazy. I'm just gonna put brown in my eyes like I always do, and then I'll tell y'all what I'm putting on my skin. High key, y'all are just here to hear me talk. I mean, I have some new makeup and stuff to show, but like, you know. So anyways, I don't know what I titled this video. Like, probably something like how I bought my Bentley or something like that. I don't know yet because I haven't edited it yet. But yeah, that's what we're gonna kind of be talking about because yeah, we're just gonna be talking about everything that's been going on. So number one, obviously, like I'm not gonna literally be talking about how I got my Bentley. Like I just made some more money and then I got it. You get what I'm saying? But I did want to walk you guys through like the car buying process because I didn't really vlog it. And it's actually funny because I like had no intentions of buying that car or getting that car, or whatever you want to call it. So that's way more eyeshadow than I wanted, and it looks so red because I didn't have any concealer on. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Skin. So I have a bunch of, well, not a bunch of new makeup. I'm lying. I don't have a bunch of new makeup. I have a few new items. And by a few, I mean 2, 3. Ciao. But anyways, I'm going to show you my makeup. So I'm using the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. So if you guys know, I ordered my car, or if you're new here, I just got a new car. Maybe like 3 weeks ago. When did I get my car? Yeah, oh, almost a month ago. So like 3 weeks, not a month, almost a month. So I had to order my car. I guess I didn't have to, but I ordered my car about back in November. So you guys know, I was like, honey. I basically knew that I wanted a truck because I was driving my little Lexus, little 2-seater. Okay, and I loved the Lexus. Like, it was so sexy. It was so sporty. It was like my first upgrade of a car. It was like my first upgrade of a car because I only had one other car that I purchased before that, which was my Hyundai, my very first car ever. I had like a little silver sedan, like a Hyundai sedan. And that was my very first car ever that I bought at CarMax back in 2017. Was it 2016 or 2017? Either way, it doesn't, y'all don't care. So anyways, so I had got my little Lexus coupe, my red interior, because you know, red seats just gave like, I made it. Like, I got red seats. You don't see that. You don't be pulling up cars with red seats. You feel me? Like, I was so excited over that Lexus. I was so glad I was able to find it. It took me a little while to find that particular like car, make and model, like with everything that I wanted, but I eventually found it. And yeah, so I had that car for 3 years. I leased that vehicle through Lexus here in Atlanta. And when my lease was up, I sold it to a different Lexus dealership. So I knew my lease was going to be coming up soon, and I knew I wasn't going to be keeping my Lexus. I knew I wasn't going to purchase it. I kind of went back and forth on it a little bit, but I just knew overall I did not want to keep the car. Not that it was a bad car. I loved the car. I just knew there was no point in me keeping it. For foundation, I'm going to use the Forever Skin Glow by Dior. You have to get y'all this. Because for the summer, we're basically doing no makeup. Okay, like this is technically a foundation, but it is very sheer. Like we're not doing full faces this summer, okay, maybe we are just like a little bit, but girl, it's hot outside. So I have mine in the shade 4W. This is like a little light for me because I do have a little bit of a tan, but it'll be okay. I'm only doing one pump on the back of my hand. I'm gonna put this all over my face. Anyways, so boom. I knew I wasn't staying in my Lexus. So starting my new car journey, I thought I wanted this BMW X6. I would see it on the streets, girl, when I was driving. Y'all already know if you watch my vlogs, you know. I thought that was a me motherfucker. Okay, I thought that car was lit. And then when I went to go look at it, I was extremely disappointed. But I feel like there's a couple of factors for that. So I'm going to walk through that. So to start my car journey, like to go sit and look at cars, I started at Mercedes. So I went to Mercedes and I wanted to see the GLE coupe. And then I was like, well, while I'm here, I'll look at the G-Wagon too. Even though like I just had no intentions of getting a G-Wagon. I'm not a huge fan of the G-Wagon, and I'll tell you guys why. But so I looked at the GLE coupe, baby. I think that's what it's called, GLE coupe. It's a truck. It's not a coupe, but I'm pretty sure it's called a GLE. Anyways, girl, I don't know. Look, one of them cars. So I'm looking at this car, y'all. Fire, gorgeous, stunning. Like, it's a gorgeous car. A lot more spacious and bigger than I thought once seeing it in person. Loved the interior. Mercedes, to me, has like beautiful interior as far as like it's really fun. They have the lights and you know it's really cool. Like it's like spacey looking. Like it's a really cool interior. I think that the mood lighting is definitely like something a lot of people enjoy about the Mercedes. So I fell in love with that interior. I was like, oh, this is hot. So when I'm talking to the dealer, they basically were telling me, I knew that when I got my truck, I wanted light interior because I had red interior for the past 3 years. And I was like, okay, I'm over the red interior. Like, my car was so dark and I wanted it really bright. You guys know my friend Bree. Her Range Rover, her very first Range Rover that she had these beautiful like white seats. They were so pretty. I said, oh bitch. I said, yeah. The light interior is the move. I said, when I upgrade, I'm doing light interior. Like, it was so pretty. I was like, wow, this is stunning. Because don't get me wrong, I love the red, but after like a year, red is very sporty. But for every day, like, I don't know, like just getting in and seeing red seats was just like pissing me off every day. Can't lie to you. I was like so freaking over it. Okay, I got my foundation on for concealer. I'm going to be laying down the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer in the shade 4.1. And then I'm going to put a 3.1 under my eyes with it. Just a little bit though, just a little bit. So, anyways, so yeah, I knew I wanted light interior seats. Like, I was down for I was like okay with like even like a tan, but like a beige, if you feel me. Like, I didn't want anything dark. I knew I wanted my car very bright and airy. And that was another thing that I liked about that GLE, is because it had that really cool panoramic sunroof, right? Anyways, the man was like, oh yeah, it must be somebody at my door because my dog is barking. The man was like, oh yeah, you know, these AMGs, like, they're sports. Oh, there really is somebody at my door. Hold on. Okay, so I have my concealer on. I'm going to do my bronzer. Okay, I bought a new bronzer, so I guess I should use it, but I really don't want to. I really want to use my Charlotte Tilbury, but then it's like, well, why'd you buy this new bronzer? So I got this bronzer from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is their cream bronzer that they just came out with. I don't know if they just came out with it, but I have mine in the shade Deep Tan. It looks like this. So I'm just going to take my brush and just kind of put some on my face. Oh. All right, anyways, so yeah, the guy was like, yeah, like with the AMGs, like, it's hard to get light interior. They don't really do light interior. He was like, it's either black. Oh shoot. He told me it was either like black, red, or I think he gave me the option of peanut butter, but I'm not 100% sure. But either way, I was like really turned off by that. So I was kind of like, I know for a fact if I'm spending this type of money, I want what I want, and I want light interior. So at one point we were even discussing like I could get the seats reupholstered like on my own, but you know, that's like, who the hell want to pay for that after you already bought the car? Like, you know what I mean? So then while I was there, of course, I looked at the G-Wagon, which I love the G-Wagon's build. Like, I love that like boxy, like toaster, like Jeepy look. I've always wanted a Jeep. You can ask my dad. I used to always say I want a Jeep, I want a Jeep. So it gives me Jeep vibes, but like next level Jeep, right? Anyways, and they just redid the interior of the G-Wagon, because for a while they hadn't redid the interior, and it was very much giving off-roading vehicle, which I mean technically is what it is, but like, come on, G-Wagon was charging people $150,000 for a car that had basketball nets for cup holders. Like, it was a little ridiculous. But anyways, so I loved the exterior of the G-Wagon. I really liked the updated interior. However, it's so dark in there. Like, the sunroof is regular average size sunroof. It's manual. It doesn't even like, you know, you have to just open and close it yourself, which isn't like a bad thing, but when you think about how much money those cars are. And now here's the kicker. Well, this isn't the kicker, but I'm gonna give you the kicker in a minute. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, the G-Wagon's like cute. She's cute, you know, and the price point wasn't terrible because I'm looking at MSRP, okay? So anyways, he's like, yeah, these are like super high in demand. It's like a 6-month wait, which was fine for me because I was like, oh, I'm not needing my car until, you know, May, June, like no biggie. And then he goes, yeah, so, oh, and I couldn't get this with cream interior either. So I would have had to, I think the lightest he said that they could do for me was like peanut butter, which I don't understand because I've seen G-Wagons with light interior, but maybe he was just saying like, we not doing custom orders. We getting what we getting and we selling it because of the demand for them, right? Like, the demand for the G-Wagon is insane because they aren't making it right now, like any new models or whatever at the time. I don't know about now. I don't know what's going on. So anyways, so tell me why, because of demand, they are doing markups of $100,000 above MSRP Minimum. So just to give you guys an idea of what I'm saying, like, you could build the G-Wagon exactly how you wanted it online. You would get the price and it would say it was $170,000, right? Well, when you go get it, every dealer who has one is marking them up. The cheapest one I think I seen that I liked during the process, I think was maybe like $289,000 for a car that is only worth $160,000. It was absolutely ridiculous. And they're being upfront and blunt about it. Like, yeah, we added on $100K. We added on $100K. And if you go back in my tweets, you can actually see where I was tweeting about it because it was ridiculous. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't give a damn. I'm not, you got me effed up. Like, I'm not doing it. Period. I was like, well, that's the end of that. No G-Wagon for me. Even though, like, I wasn't, like, wowed, I guess. But I was like, it's not a G-Wagon. Like, So, yeah, I was like, no, like, bye. So that was the end of that discussion immediately. And I had called around to every single dealership in the US that had one that I liked to see if anything varied. Nothing. It was absolutely, y'all, ridiculous. I had never experienced anything like that in my life. So I was like, okay, cool. So then I went to BMW after. Now, this is where I messed up because I went to BMW after I went to Mercedes. And, once you see that Mercedes interior, it's like you're comparing everything to that car. So now I get to BMW and they had like 2 other people there, like looking at cars, but I only seen one guy on the sales floor, which wasn't a problem, but he just had absolutely no desire to help me. I get it. Like, there was other people there, but no one, like, so he pulled the X6 out for me, went inside and sat down and didn't speak to me again. Didn't tell me anything about the car, like, So, and then the model that they gave me was giving base model. Like, it didn't have the staggered tires. The interior was plain Jane, no lights, nothing at all. Like, it was literally drive car. And I was like, what the heck? And I've seen other people's BMWs, like, on the inside. Like, my friend Alexis, y'all know Alexis. Alexis and BMW is lit on the inside. That one did not look like that. I said, nope, they didn't show me this. Like, it was terrible. And then they didn't ask me if I wanted to test drive, like, nothing. So I just left BMW with an extremely bad taste in my mouth. And I just was like, forget that. So my dreams of an X6 were immediately canceled. Granted, the X6 that they showed me didn't even look like the X6 that I thought it was going to look like. So there's that too. So yeah, so at this point I was feeling a little defeated because I knew I didn't want a Range Rover. They're cute, but it just wasn't, I didn't want, like, I don't know. It reminded me of my dad's car when I was growing up. My dad drove an Expedition and like a Escalade, and I was like, I don't really want that. It wasn't doing it for me. Although the interiors of the Range Rovers lit. Anyways. So at this point, I was just like, I'll look again later. Like, I was kind of over it at this point. And then the BMW dealership that we were by was out by this like Atlanta exotic car dealership or something. I don't remember the exact name of it. But they have a bunch of different cars. Like, they carry Bentley, Aston Martin, Rolls Royce, Lambo, like the Highline cars, right? So I have no intentions of getting any of these. But I'm like, fuck it. Like, might as well just go look. We're just looking, So I get in there and I look at the Bentley truck and I'm like, okay, it's not terrible. But the people there weren't the most friendly either. Like, keep in mind, y'all, I'm dressed down. Like, I'm not dressed up. I got on like sweats. My hair, like, I'm pretty sure I had a hat on. Like, I don't remember, I think I was vlogging. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I vlogged this. But either way, I was not cute. Like, I wasn't dressed up and looking good. You feel me? So I was a little like, about it. I was a little annoyed. They were judging me. Like, they were like, okay, little young girl, like, so I was like, all right, whatever. So then I ended up going to the Bentley dealership. I don't know how I ended up going to, I do remember. Okay, so I ended up really liking the Bentley when I seen it. And the one that they showed me, it was blue, which I have absolutely no desire for a blue car. It was like baby blue. I'm using the Huda Beauty baking powder or whatever. Yeah, the car was like baby blue, which y'all know, absolutely not. But the interior, It was, I'm pretty sure it was the same cream that I have, except it wasn't the cream and brown, like the cream and dark brown like I did. It was a cream and, I can't remember. I think it was all cream if I'm not mistaken. Or cream and gray. It was cream and like a steel gray instead of the brown. That's what it was. And they had different, like they picked for this, it to be differently. Anyways, and it was like a 2019 or 2018. It was an older one as well. So anyways, I'm looking at the car. I'm like, okay, like this okay, wait a minute. Because I've seen Bentleys before, but they've never like, I don't know. I've just never been intrigued by it. But seeing it in person, like when I tell y'all it's a boat, that car is gigantic. My under eyes look crazy, but I promise it's going to look cute when we're done. So I'm like, oh, I don't know. So like I go back home and I go on the Bentley website and I do my own build. Like I just built a car like exactly how I would want it. And I'm looking at the price and I'm like, okay, like I'm like, I bet you they're just like Mercedes and they're gonna want to slap on another 100, 200, whatever K on top of this, right? So I sat down and I went to Bentley and they were the nicest people in the world. My dealer, Dave, he worked with me from the moment I walked into Bentley to the moment I drove out with my car. So he was the nicest person I've ever met in my life, like at a dealership. Like no judgment. Again, went in sweats. I was not about to put on for these people, you know what I mean, to try to get them to show them that I had money. Like they was gonna know if I had money or not. So it's like, I'm not about to, you know what I mean, I'm not gonna conform right now so I can get better service because I want to know what's tea, because I won't buy from you. I would go to a whole nother dealership. You get what I'm saying? But they were amazing. So anyways, I go in there and I show him my build and he's like, this is great, yada, yada, yada. I'm using my liquid blush. So anyways, he's great. He shows me a 2022 model, which is even nicer than the 2019 one that I seen at that other dealer. I said, oh, I cranked it up. He let me in it. I said, oh, yeah. This the one. From the moment I sat in that brand new one and I heard that engine, I said, ooh, oh, okay. I was feeling it. I said, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. I was like, I already did these numbers. I already looked at everything. Everything's cool. Like I'm well down. Like it's gonna work perfectly fine. So we discussed the lease options. He lets me know that I can still custom order it even if I want to lease. They you know, they don't give a crap. So so I send in everything and Bentley has to approve your build. So what happens is when I went in, we tweaked my build a little bit. Like there were certain things that I didn't really know like what that meant or if I needed it or you know what it was for the amount of money that it was. So there were certain things that he took off because he was like, girl, you don't need that. Like that don't, no. And there were certain things that we added because I knew I did want them or I didn't know what it was. And then once explained, I was like, oh yeah, I want that type stuff. So we do all of that and we finally get down to the final build, right? And we send it off to Bentley. Now, to send your build off, you have to put a deposit down. So just to basically say that you're serious, it is refundable. Like say the car comes and you don't want it or you don't like it, you get your money back immediately. Like it's not like, it's not a commitment. It's just more so to show that like you're serious. You get what I'm saying? And that you're capable. So I put the money down, gave them my build, and this was all back in November. So, sorry y'all, I like have this like really harsh line right here and I don't know why it's so harsh. So yeah, so I sent it in and I was like freaking out. I'm like, I can't believe I just did that. Like, what the heck? Like, who do I think I am? Like, I have all of these emotions, right? Because I'm like, when you hear Bentley, it just sounds insane. It just sounds fucking insane. So, so yeah, we send it off and then within like 2 weeks, they approved it because they're only allotted 6 new builds for Bentegas per half or per quarter. I can't remember if they did it quarterly or half. I don't remember. But every like lot is different. But in Atlanta, that's their allotment for the Bentegas. So they approved my build, which means, you know, they were like, let's do it. So I didn't realize that in the tweaking, that was 100 grand more. Now, y'all, I look back at my emails because when my car got here, you know, they're like, great, like we can do everything with the phone, like however you want to do it. And I was looking at the numbers, I said, So I'm like, I mean, it's not a problem. Like I could afford it, right? So I'm looking at the numbers and I'm like, that's not what we discussed. So I look back at our paperwork, girl, he done sent me this number months ago. And I've been, yeah. I'm looking at what I sent my accountant. She's like, yeah, that's the number you sent. I'm like, I said, Okay, now how the hell, why did my brain not think that that's what I was spending? Now this amount, I could get any car I want, pretty much, right? So I'm like, my boyfriend, he's like, well, you want to go look around since you're spending that much money, right? So we went and looked at the Lamborghini truck, right? Now, y'all, I was never gonna get no Lamborghini truck because who the hell do I think I am? Here's the thing. They costed the same amount, right? Except the Lamborghini truck was going to be used and it was going to be freaking like bright orange with orange interior. Like at that point, I would have just been getting the Lamborghini truck just to say I had a Lamborghini truck. Like, please. I said, no, I want the car that I ordered, that I custom built. Like, if I'm going to spend the money, I'm going to spend it on what I want. Like, and that's exactly what I want. I made that car exactly what it is, exactly how I wanted it. So I got the call, I think like on the 16th. I had the car for like 2 weeks before I showed y'all. I had the car like for a while before I posted it. Just because, like I said, I was going back and forth. I didn't even think I was gonna post it. I was going back and forth about it for a very long time. So I went, they called me, they were like, great, like we can do it. And I was like petrified, y'all. Like when we went into the dealer, y'all don't understand. Like I'm pretty sure y'all can see how like awkward I was. Like they're like, go stand next to it, like take a picture, like get inside. And I'm like, no, like why would I do that? Like I'm like, get this thing the freak away from me. Like he wanted me to drive it out of like the showroom. I was like, hell no. Like y'all, I was terrified. I was terrified. I did not want to get near that car. So I don't know, and I've never seen it. So you guys have to think, we're custom building this. I've never seen the colors or anything that I picked in real life. I've only seen them online. They did not have a single car in the dealership in the color that I chose, because it's not just white. Like everybody thinks it's just white. It's not white. It's like cream, like a off cream beige white. Like it's real pretty. Y'all know me. I was like, I want Grwm. And I was, okay, now here's the tea. I was going to get like tan, like a, oh my God, it was so pretty. I was like a beigey, nudie tan. Oh, it was so pretty. It was so pretty, y'all. But it was too distinct. Like it was too distinct. I just felt like everyone was going to know it was me no matter where I went. So I was like, hell no. Let me stick close to the colors that everybody be getting. So I got white, cream, whatever. So I've never seen the interior. Like none of the stuff that I picked was visible for me to see in real life. You get what I'm saying? So I was very nervous because I was like, man, if they pull that drape off, because I was worried the colors weren't going to look good together. Like, I don't know. I was just scared. I was just really, really scared. Pulled it off. I was stunned. Was way too stunned to speak. It was prettier than I even imagined it was going to be. I was so pleased with it. I just ecstatic. I was like, wow, but I was so scared. Like, it didn't feel real. Like, going into that dealership and picking that car up was insane. And I'm not like a car girl. Like, I'm not that kind of person. You know what I mean? But when you get money, this is what people don't realize. When you start making a lot of different types of money and you've never experienced these kinds of things, the first thing you buy are experiences. Maybe through materialistic things or through whatever. But it's like, I've never experienced this type of car. I've never even sat in one of these cars before. I've never even been close enough to touch one. You get what I'm saying? Like, I got the car. And it's so funny. So you guys know I'm a leaser. I do not purchase cars. I lease everything. Okay? It doesn't make any sense for me to buy a car. It would be probably the most ridiculous financial decision I would ever make in my life, to buy a car. Like, finance or pay cash, unless it's a used car. But anyways, so, oh, damn, y'all, I wanted to use my powder puff. I bought a powder puff to put powder on under my eyes because that's what the TikTok girlies are saying is popping right now. Gosh, I wanted to try the trick out to see if they were lying to me. Okay, well, it's okay. I have it for next time. But I just feel like I'm not going to like this. Like, I feel like it's just going to put too much powder on. But anyways, let me stop. Okay, I need my lip liner. I need to get that. Take these clips out my hair. Now, y'all, don't laugh at, listen. It didn't come out right, but it's okay. It's still cute. It's just not what it's supposed to be, but I'm gonna get better. I did a, what is it called? A rod set, child. A rod set. Okay. Oh. Now listen, Allyiah, you gotta stop knocking the light over, baby. So when we go in to do the paperwork, y'all, like I said, y'all know I'm a leaser. That is just what I do. I don't drive enough to need to buy a car. It just financially makes way more sense. The lease payments are ridiculously lower on a lease than on a finance, especially on a car like this. And then obviously maintenance and package deals. So that's what I was about to get into. So obviously she comes in and she's like, okay, so like, did you want to get rim and tire protection, like wheel and tire protection? I was like, hell yeah. Y'all listen to this. So the total price of the rim and tire package to be added to the lease is cheaper than buying one tire. I said, so then why would I not do that? Why would I ever not do that? Because, and like I said, I already done scraped up my rims. Y'all, I hit a curb as soon, I'm talking like literally 30 minutes after I was off the lot. 30 minutes. Wow. I said, well, there goes that. Like, damn. I can't even have a car for a day, a full 24 hours. An hour, baby. So anyways, yeah. So I got that. And then of course, end of lease protection. If you ever lease the vehicle, I always suggest getting the maintenance. End of lease isn't always necessary, especially if you plan on flipping the car, which I always recommend you do if it's available within your lease. You can make a little bit of money back. Yeah, that was it. Like, and then they literally gave me the freaking keys. They gave me so many gifts, like literally Bentley paraphernalia. I was like, what is this? A fraternity? A sorority? Like, who? You know, so it was a really cool experience. It was something I've never experienced in my life. Bentley is definitely like completely different than anything. I don't know how the car works. Like, I be learning new things about the car every day. They showed me stuff, but you really don't know until you sit in there and just drive it. You know what I mean? It is a crazy, 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 crazy experience, crazy blessing. Something I just never, I feel like I'm still not connected to it. Like, I feel like I still don't connect to the fact that it's mine. Like, when I go out there and look at it, especially because y'all know I was renting cars for like a month before my car came. So like walking out there and just like, I don't know, like every time I get into it, I'm like, when do I give this back? Like, that's what it feels like for me. You know what I mean? It feels like that's how it felt when after I bought this house, right? Like, when I bought my house, I was already living here. So I'm gonna walk you guys through my house and the car, because these are two just crazy things that YouTube really changed my life through, right? And I also want to talk about you guys for a minute too, if y'all don't mind. I'm sorry. I know I be rambling and I be talking, but please, I promise. So getting my house, I never was supposed to live here. I had a scenario at my previous apartment. So let's just run all the way back. My very first apartment in Atlanta, love it to death. I wish I would have stayed there. I stayed at the Lily Midtown in Midtown Atlanta. My favorite apartment of all time. It was my dream apartment. Like, I loved that apartment. I loved that apartment. That was when I first started making a good bit of money. I think I was making a good amount of money, right? My rent there, I don't care about sharing. I was paying $2,700 a month for technically it was 2-bedroom, but it was a bedroom and an office and a bathroom. So a 2-1, but a corner. So you guys, if you haven't seen that apartment, I think I still have the apartment tour up. You can go back. And I loved that building. It was such a close-knit building. There was only like 6 residents on a floor. I literally only had 3 neighbors. Like, that we were only at 30% occupancy the entire time I lived there. I never had any issues. Like, I'm talking, I wouldn't even lock my door at my apartment over there. Like, I just loved that building. Like, oh my God, loved that building. So anyways, I ended up moving out of that building because I, at the time, was in a different relationship. And when we split, I just felt like I just needed, you know, something all new and fresh, right? So I was in a rush though, because everything just happened really fast and I'm extremely impulsive. So I needed something like immediately, and I wanted to downgrade. Originally, I was supposed to find a 2-bedroom apartment that was cheaper than $2,700. I was like, there's really no need for me to be spending, like, after paying for my parking spaces and just all the other like different things, I think I was paying maybe $3,300, like after taxes and everything. So I was like, I want to go down. Like, don't want to spend nothing close to that. Don't end up going down. I go to an apartment because of the view, but I hated the apartment, and the building was trapped the freak out. I'm not allowed to say the name because I had to sign an NDA that I wouldn't when I sued them when I was leaving. Anyways, that was a whole nother complication. So, oh my God, my hair looks crazy. So yeah, I'm like legally not allowed to say their name in my videos. But if you know, you know. If you don't, good for you, but no. So anyways, so that apartment was terrible, but I got it because of the views, and I think I was paying $3,600 for that apartment. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It was on the penthouse floor. The views were stunning. Like, my view of Midtown was jaw-dropping, like gorgeous. But the apartment itself, the apartment itself was nice, but the finishes were not. It was raggedy. Like, I don't care. I did not like the finishes at all. I had ended up like covering it with like stick-on stuff. It was just dumb. So then I had an incident there and I needed to move. So that's how I ended up in this house. I could not find anywhere that I liked, and I needed to move immediately. Like, I needed to go immediately. I was on Zillow, y'all. This house that I was in popped up for rent same day, way over my budget. I'm talking, I was like, no, I don't want to spend that much in rent. Not that I couldn't afford it. I didn't want to. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was stupid. I was like, hell no, I ain't spending that much money. And I'm not going to tell y'all because y'all not going to talk about me. But you could just guess if that apartment was 35, you could just think about it. So anyways, but I was like, I just want to go look at it. That's what I said. I'm going to just go look because I wasn't having any luck. And I was like, I'm not going to get the place, but I'm going to just go look. Girl, when she opened up that door, it felt like destiny. When she opened up the front door, I said, oh, where do I sign? I don't care what I was talking about before. Where do I sign? Sign me up. So she let me know that immediately they would not do any lease term longer than a year because the owners of the home wanted to sell. She was like, they really don't have any interest in renting. They're the only people who have ever lived here. And the house had actually sat for a year with no one in it because when they went to go sell, COVID hit. So obviously the market was at its worst point. No one, you know what I mean? So the house it didn't sell. And so they dropped the price, but it's COVID. Like, this is during peak. This is the year of COVID, 2020, right? No, 2019? Maybe, I don't know. Y'all know peak COVID. Whenever, damn, I really need to know years. Regardless. No, I really want to say 2020. There's no way. Yeah, 2020. So, anyways, I'm like, okay, like, yeah, like, I didn't want to move again. Like, I was sick of moving. So I entertained the idea. So I did a rent-to-own agreement with the owners, which basically just, rent-to-own sounds really fancy, but I mean, I can't speak for other people's agreements, but I'll at least speak from my understanding, number one, of what mine was, but also any other realtor I've ever spoken to. Rent-to-own isn't some great thing like what it sounds. Like, you would think it means like, oh, your rent is going towards, no. It don't mean none of that. You pay them rent, and all that it means is at the end of your lease, you get first right of refusal. So what that means is, depending on you and the people, you agree on the price that you're going to buy at before your lease even starts. So I locked in at the price that they had it on the market at the time, which is why I came into the house with so much equity, because the house is appraised for way higher, but due to the market, the price was dropped, and that's what we agreed on, right? So, and then I was like, I'm going to be paying y'all rent, for months. And if I agree, like, please, you know what I mean? So, and they were great. Like, they wanted me in the house so bad. Like, I was the first person. No one's walked in this house to live here but me. And then that's it. I said, oh, it's amazing. So anyways, boom, rent to own. I just kind of was entertaining the idea. And then, like, once I moved in, I said, oh, that's it. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. So what I was saying is rent to own, first right of refusal. That basically just means that you get first dibs on the home. So at the end of your lease term, they cannot sell the house even if they have any offers during your lease term. And then at the end of the lease term, you have first right of refusal, which means you're the first one to buy. It doesn't matter who offers more than you, none of that matters. It's yours as long as you qualify and give the money up, right? Unless you just don't want to, and then you can move on or whatever. So we agreed to that, and I decided I don't want to move. Like, I like the house. I feel like it suits me at this place in my life, even though I've definitely outgrown the space a little bit. It fit me. So anyways, my point being is that when I moved here, it was I don't know, it just felt like destiny. And then I bought the house and it was such a huge accomplishment, but I didn't get to share it. It didn't feel like what getting, like, you know how I'm saying, like, it, so you remember how I said like the Bentley felt like a rental? Like that's how my house felt for a very long time until I started having to pay for stuff. Ugh. But it still felt like I'm just renting it because I'm still paying. Like it's not, I'm still paying. So I got to pay the bank now. Like, you know what I mean? So that was definitely a very weird transition. Like, it definitely feels like it's my house now, but it didn't feel like the accomplishment that I felt like it should have felt like, you know? Doing that, you know, I didn't really get to have a whole, like, I got my keys. Like, I didn't get to have that moment with my house. So when it came to the car, I finally just was like, screw it. Like, I've shared every other car I bought. I shared my first car online. I showed my Lexus. I can share this car too, and hopefully it will be received the same way. And it was. You guys were so positive, and not just you guys, pretty much like all of the internet. I really did not receive much negativity at all, like at all. I mean, I had some people talking about how my armpit hair was growing back. I said, oh, this time y'all really gotta be mad. I got comments about you got all that money but you couldn't shave your armpit. I said, well, I guess so. What a sad life to live. Like, fuck. Like, you know, so everything that I got was super duper positive, and I was just feeling so it just felt so good, and the timing of everything was just insane. It was just a crazy, crazy timing. And with that, I want to talk about you guys and the power that you have as a viewer. You guys don't understand how powerful your views are. Like you give everybody that you engage with influence, whether you like them, dislike them. It doesn't matter. If you are paying them any amount of attention pays. You gonna pay attention, they're getting paid. Like, it is crazy. And like, the longer that I've been in this industry, and then the more people that I meet and the more connections and things the more that I can understand it from the inside out, is just, whoo, girl, it's crazy. But I want to let you guys know that you are so powerful. Without you, people on these platforms couldn't do and have what they do and have. They couldn't, you know what I mean? Without you, I couldn't be here. I couldn't have, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have anything, you know? And I think that I feel like you guys receive every little amount of growth so well because you're able to see it. And that's why I leave that type of stuff up. You know, I have vlogs from when I was living in Section 8. I got vlogs when I was in my dorm. I got, you know, like, you can see it. It's right there. When I was I was a kid. I was a young girl. I was just a little girl, you know, living my life thinking I was grown, but I wasn't grown. I'm a grown woman now. I'm 27. I'm almost 30. But I sit back and I reflect and I look at my community. And I always call out my community because I'm so proud of my community. Although we all talk about how much of a toll social media can be, and people nitpick, and people do those things, you know what I mean? But for the most part, I would say that my audience is majority positive. Like, I feel good about you guys. I feel good about y'all. You know what I mean? And, you know, after I shared the car, I had a lot of other creators just basically like, girl, this is so inspirational to me. I'm talking small, big, medium, in the middle, everywhere, all across the board as far as it's concerned. Just like, wow, like, you know, I had people who aren't even creators who were like, I'm finna get on YouTube, you know what I mean? Which was cool, but it brings me to another point that I wanted to talk about. I want to remind y'all that, like, things are different now than when I started on YouTube. This has been a long time coming. Y'all, like, okay, I don't, like, my friend Kyra has 350,000 subscribers. The things that this girl is doing, touching, experiencing, having at 350K is so crazy to me because, girl, 350K, I was still in Texas in my apartment that I had to use fake pay stubs to get in. Like, I look at her and I tell her, I'm like, girl, like, you just don't get it. Like, y'all, the things that y'all are going to have, like, the places you are going to go, the person you are going to be, I can't even, like, it's gonna be so ridiculous. So ridiculous. My friend Tasha, I'm like, girl, your views are insane. Like, her engagement rate is like 90%. Like 90% of her following is watching her video. That's something people, no one has that. I'm like, what in the world? Like, y'all are popping. Like, y'all are just so popping. It's so crazy. It is so crazy. I'm like, man, I cannot wait to see. Like, I'm just like, damn, like the stuff they're doing. Like, I wish I could share because I know some stuff, but I can't talk about it. But when they talk about it, just know I'm back here going, ah, like, it's so crazy. Like, it is so crazy what the internet connecting us to you guys has been able to afford us by just simply getting on here and deciding to just, you know, be you and do what you do. Like, anyways, what I was trying to say is that I want y'all to remember that not to look at the end picture, right? Because y'all, I'm speaking more so to my content creators right now. You guys are getting to see the fruits of everyone's labors from doing this, right? But remember that took a long time. See, when I was coming up, we didn't really see that. If you was making money from YouTube, people actually used to shame you. Back in the day, girl, if people found out you was getting paid for stuff, baby, there used to be whole drama channels talking about affiliate links and people getting sponsorships and how much they were getting paid and should that. It was very taboo back then. Like, if you were doing YouTube back then, you were doing YouTube because you wanted to do YouTube, right? Like, you didn't really know that you could buy G-Wagons. Like, that was a newer, I remember when the girls started dropping stuff, it was like, oh, you bitches is getting money. I didn't know about that. So what I want to say to you guys is that remember what you're doing it for. Now, if you're doing it for the money, then that's cool. But I'm going to tell you, like my professor told me in college, when I was in school, y'all, for pharmacy school, anybody who went to SPAM, everyone can remember this moment. As a PP1, that was a pre-pharmacy student, year one, we all had to gather at the pharmacy building. I think it was either like once a week. It was like in our class schedule or whatever, for an hour. And I remember on the first day, he said to us, he said, look to your left, look to your right. He was like, half the people you just looked at, maybe more, ain't finna be here in 5 to 6 years. He said, they finna start falling off like flies. He said, I ain't even finna bother. Y'all finna be gone. And he was like, if you're here for the money, you're not gonna last. Like, you need to want to do this, right? And me sitting there, I'm like, shit, 6 figures, 100K, fresh out of college, baby, that'll keep me here. I said, that'll keep me here. No, it didn't. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't, because I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be a pharmacist. So the moment I had the opportunity to leave, I did. And I feel like the exact same way for YouTube. Now, obviously, not down to every single person. Like, obviously, there are people who do YouTube strictly for the money and they get paid and they doing just fine, right? But I'm going to be real with y'all. Like, when I see the girls on YouTube, like, or on TikTok or whatever, like, complaining about, my content's not being viewed, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, girl, this is where it gets tough. This is the part where it's like, are you doing it because you like making content, or are you doing it for outside reasons that you might not be realizing just yet? Because you get fed up. You'll get fed up if it's not something you actually enjoy doing. You're going to get fed up if you're not starting to see the result that you believe you should be getting if you don't like what you're doing. So I always just want to push for you guys to always make content that you like. Make the stuff that you like. Forget all the trending, popular, oh, everybody doing this and that, and that's what's getting views. Fuck all of that. Be you. Stay true to you. Even if what you're doing falls within the trend, cool. Just do it like you. Don't feel like you got to do something because that's the way to get views. Because, well, whose content are you making now? Yours or theirs? Make what you want to make. You know what I mean? Like, do what you want to do and remember why you're doing it. And if it is for the money, by all means. I just feel like it can be easier to be let down in this field if you don't feel like you're getting what you see other people getting. You get what I'm saying? But I want you to remember they've been doing it for so long. Like, I'm sorry, the views the girls are getting now with 100,000 subscribers, I could never. When I had, like I keep saying, I had 350,000 subscribers when I lived in Houston, Texas. 20,000 views on a video was great for me. And I was happy with it. I was happy with my views. You know what I mean? Because that was my view. It was mine. I had could you imagine 20,000 people sitting in front of you listening to you talk? You definitely could not. So it's like, I want y'all to know, like, do not be getting down on yourself. So I want y'all to know to never give up. That's, girl, I be doing all this rambling. I don't even know what I'm talking about. My whole bottom message to everyone, all the ladies, men, everybody out there that is on this platform, anything you're doing, not even just if you're a content creator, anything that you're doing, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. There was a period of time where I wasn't posting on YouTube 4 years ago. Like, I was so inconsistent. I barely had any engagement. Like, no one was really, I was in a rough period at the time, but I liked doing YouTube, so I kept doing it. Like, imagine if I would have quit. I would have never known that this is who I could have been. So my message to you is, whatever you're doing, whether it be nursing, you want to be a teacher, remember what you want. Like, remember who you want to be, what you're working towards, because it doesn't come overnight. And if it does for somebody else, cool, but it didn't come for you. And that's for a reason. God's timing is not wrong. Ever. Don't ever question it, okay? Everything happens for a reason, right? I'm telling y'all, like, everything that I've just walked you through as far as major accomplishments for me, divine timing. Divine timing. My apartment, that I was in, I ended up having to sue them and I had to get out in a week. And this place gets posted on Zillow the day, like the very last day that I'm giving up. I don't know where I'm going to go. I walk in, they want me here. I end up buying the house. And not only did I sign up for a rent to buy, I was capable of purchasing this home. I was able, I purchased $1 million house, y'all. Like, I've never said that to y'all out loud. And I walked in with $350,000 of equity off rip. The divine timing of everything. The moment, I just don't think y'all get it. Don't question it. Stay true to yourself and your path. Remember what you're doing it for, and strive every day to be the best person you can be. None of us are perfect. I say this every day because y'all always be like, I'm problematic. That be making me cringe a little bit, because baby, there's gonna be a day where I probably will be problematic in some way, shape, or form. I probably have been in the past. I'm not perfect. I'm learning every day just like everybody else. I've made mistakes. I've been a bad friend. I've been rude to people before. I am not perfect. You know what I mean? But one thing about it is, as long as you can be real with yourself about when you mess up and when you do the things that you do and try to be better, all is well. Now, them people might not forgive you. I'm sure I still got friends out there who's like, fuck that bitch. Well, extra, whoever, my bad. But it is what it is. We done moved on, my bad. If it's a my bad for whatever I did. I mean, some things I do owe a my bad too. More than my bad. I'm sorry. But, hey, you live and you learn. And I just want y'all to know that, like, no one you see is perfect. Nothing is perfect. I want y'all to know not to give up and to keep going with whatever you want. Whatever you have going on in your life, it is for you. It is for you. You just have to stay determined. Your mindset is so much stronger than you think. Woo! It will take you far. Just keep being you, being true to you, and building a genuine audience. Forget those big numbers, y'all, also. Please let go of these big numbers. Y'all, social media marketing is at an all-time high. There are girls out here who got 20K making more money than me, okay? Because they have an engaged audience and they make great content. That is all you need to worry about. An engaged audience and great content. If your engaged audience is only 500 people, baby, you're doing just fine. Like, engaged audience over quality over quantity, always. So don't stress on these things, you guys. You are doing just as you should do. And if you're outside of influencing, if you just have a regular job, girl, the raise will come. The advancement will come. The degree will come. You just have to set your mind and you have to do it. Every day you have to show up to work and give it what you got. Some days you might have more than others, but give it what you got every single day. As long as when you go home, you know you did what you could, that's all that matters. If you go home knowing, I could have did a little more, I ain't have to be rude like that, I could have da-da-da-da. Well, tomorrow, make sure you don't do that again. Tomorrow, make sure you leave knowing you did all you could do. So anyways, I'm done being preacher Leah because I just be talking about a whole bunch of nothing. Let me go put my clothes on and I'm gonna show y'all, put some earrings and I'm on. I'll be right back. Alrighty, you guys. So that is it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed my rambling. I just kind of wanted to give some more insight on just the vehicle and just all the accomplishments and maybe just like a little piece of my emotions a little bit. Bottom line, I just want to tell you guys thank you for everything, not just watching this video, but everything. Like, if you just tuned in today, yesterday, 7 years ago, 2 years ago, whenever, you are a part of this with me. And even if you don't like me, if you do like me, if you kind of like me, some you didn't like me, now you do, whatever. Thank you, like, from the bottom of my heart, just for simply engaging. Just, it's been a hell of a roller coaster, girl. And I want y'all to know I got some major stuff coming up for y'all, okay? Somebody was like, it's feeling like it's about time for a giveaway. It is, but I got something better than that. Well, I got that and something better, but just stay tuned, But just know something y'all been asking for. He's coming. Okay, anyways, I'm not gonna keep talking. Love y'all so much. Thank you so much, and I'll see y'all in my next video.